Hello, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. I am live today, and we are talking about a miraculous bracelet that will have you thinking positive and changing your entire mindset. It has done wonders for me. It has attracted my soulmate finally. And it has done such amazing healing for my soul, for my body, for my mind. And I wanted to share it with you all. So you guys stick around. I am live. You can ask any questions. Feel free to send me stars, likes, hearts. But most of all, feel free to follow me, please, 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 and subscribe to my channel because we talk about everything from airline to bracelets to manifestation to amazing things. So again, you guys are welcome to ask any questions while I have this live for the next hour. Go get your coffee, go get your mug, go get your Stanley, and let's chat today because I am excited to share with you my bracelet that has made it all possible. You all know I'm a huge advocate of 𝓮𝓍, my 𝓮𝓍 bracelet, dear to my heart. I wear it almost every day, except for when I travel. Just don't like to have it like touched by other people or anyways. But I do have a lot of stone bracelets which kind of carry so much positivity and amazingness, and I want to talk about that particular bracelet today. Hi, Sinri. Sinri is in the house. Hello, hello. How was your weekend with your babies a week and a half ago? Because I know your family was coming over, so I just wanted to see and check in to see how you were doing and how it went. And let's see here. I'm just excited to catch up with you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I am so excited for today's live though. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And I'm sorry that I missed you too, because I was doing my own thing too. We were in Mexico. We were enjoying the weather. It was going to be, I think, our last day. But I don't know if you guys saw the tour. And at one point, the Wi-Fi cut out. Because when I reviewed the tape, I think you see me kind of getting on the balcony. And then, boom, it appears in a room. So I'm like, oh, gosh, because it was live. So I didn't know that at the time until I ran the video. And I was like, oh, no. So I kind of missed out on some of the video there, which I'm kind of sad about, but it is what it is. But you kind of got the logistic of how crazy that penthouse was. It was insanely beautiful. I've never stayed in a place so luxurious in my life, and the view that we had and the ocean, everything was so perfect. And yeah. But oh, you did watch it? Okay, good. It was beautiful and stunning, and oh my god, I want to go back so bad. And we actually ended up splitting the fee with, you know, like there was me and my two girlfriends and their kids, and so it wasn't that bad at all, like price wise. And yeah, oh my gosh, you guys, if ever you want to go there, I'll send you the link and you guys could go rent out that beautiful penthouse. It was enormous, huge. We never even, like, we looked at pictures, it didn't even look like that, and it was bigger than we thought. So hi, Judy. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome, welcome. So we're gonna do things a little bit different. Yesterday we went to International Gem and Jewelry Show. Oh my gosh, how fun was that? I bet you saw some amazing things. Oh my gosh, I love these shows. I'm usually 1 to 10, or usually selling my items to I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm glad you had a good time. So glad. Well, you guys make sure you get your Stanley, your coffee, your cup, because we're going to be together for an hour. I'm just going to wait for everybody to kind of come in. So the way that we're going to do things now is going to be a little different. We used to have a private once a week, and I was going to message you guys about that, but I didn't get a chance to do that earlier because I had a few coachings today. 2.88 carat. I bought it. Oh, I bet it's freaking phenomenal. Oh, I want to see it. Oh, wow. Did you get me one too? It's my birthday coming up in December. I can give you my address. No, I'm kidding. That, I bet it was beautiful. Damn. Just make sure they're from reputable sellers, because you don't want to buy them. A lot of people sell a lot of things nowadays and they get them from different sources. They're not too reliable. So, but yeah, like I wanted to say, and I'm going to send you guys a private message since you guys are my favorite followers. You all are, but you know, I have my followers that I love so dearly, and you guys will always get exclusive content. Now, most of my content starting last week or the week before when I went to Mexico kind of went openly for everyone on my channel. And so I'm going to start doing that. So we are still going to have some special content that only you guys, you folks that have been following me, are going to see exclusively. So I'm kind of I'll announce it to you guys privately, and you guys get to see me or get readings, and this is all going to stay private. Also, when I do promote one of my jewelries, you guys always get your discount of, I think it's between 15% all the way up to 35%. So you guys get firsthand on those because I'll give you the discount code. Now, as for everyone else that hasn't, you know, is following me but isn't subscribed to my channel as far as, you know, paying the monthly fee, then you guys can watch my lives but just can't get all of these benefits. So, but everybody will get to see our lives every week. So that's how we're going to change things. It won't just be my paying people, but it's also going to be for everyone. But again, for people that have subscribed and have tuned in and are my paying subscriber, those will get some benefits when we do talk about jewelry, and you guys will get some exclusive behind the scene for my travels and other special perks that I have in store for you guys. So she says, yes, they are real. Can't wait to see them. Definitely send them to me. Please, 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 because I want to see what they look like. I want to see pictures. Not send them to me personally, but like send them to me via pictures. All right, today we're going to talk about positive mindset, positive thinking. And I know a lot of us can be very, very hard on ourselves, right? We talk to ourselves such in a negative light constantly. We look in the mirror. What's the first thing that we say? Oh, I'm so fat. Or I don't like myself today. Or my face looks awful. Or I don't like my hair. Why do I live in this shitty town? Why is my car not the way that I want it to run? It's not running well. We have something like over thousands of negative thoughts daily. And I am huge on changing those thoughts, you guys. You know how important that is to me, and I think it's so important to you, and it has changed my whole outlook on life. It's gotten me through a nasty divorce. I was in a hole for so long, and it was very hard on my children as well, and I just was able to overcome depression. I was able to overcome my financial hurdles. I was able to overcome so many things, all through the power of positive thinking. I know, right? So Cindy's saying, I look and say I'm getting old. No, I understand. We are all the same. We're very critical of ourselves. Even the most perfect people and the people with a lot of money constantly are bashing their heads and saying how they're unhappy. And you're like, wait a minute, you're a singer, you have millions, you have a jet, you have a boat, you have it all. You have a mansion in Miami, in California. How are you depressed? How are you turning to substance? How are you doing all that when you have it all? That's what you wanted, right? You see a lot of actors that pass away. They've had it all. They turn to alcohol, and their demeanor changes because now they have nothing to look forward to. They have everything they've ever wanted, and they feel like there's nothing else to achieve. It's easier to just drown in their sorrow and their depression. And before you know it, they lose their lives over substance and things like that. Senray says, I don't really like money, or I really don't like money. Okay. I don't like money too, but money does make the world go around. It does pay your bills, and it does make you happy in some ways. All right. If you're able to buy that purse as opposed to get stuck with your imitation purse, if you're someone that really likes brands and you want to spoil yourself, why not? But I think when money starts giving you everything you've ever wanted, and I'm talking boats and 10 houses, there's so much you can have to make you happy, and money will never make you happy, of course, because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. We all know that if I am sick, dying, that I don't care how many boats I have, I still can't be on that boat because I am not feeling well. And if you're not feeling well, it doesn't matter how much you have, it's not going to get you anywhere. So of course you have to be happy within yourself, you guys. You have to, and it's easy to say, but it's just so easy to it's not easy to do. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And then I'm going to tell you guys which bracelet changed my entire world. I've been wearing it on and off for the last 4 years. I haven't really talked about it. It is a simple bracelet. It has nothing to do with 𝓮𝓍. It has to do with specific gems. And when I say gems, they're stones that target specific areas of your brain, specific areas of your body, and it just helps you kind of get through all of the ups and downs that you may be going through during the day. All I ever wanted was to feel love, and I had it as long as I spent on them. I was used by family. I'm so sorry, because one time in my life I received $280,000. What? Sinray, oh my gosh. And all I ever wanted, yeah. I mean, a lot of people get their hands on a lot of money. Some people do well with it. They can give back to the community. They can use it and save it. Other people just like to spend to make them feel better. And it depends how your state of mind is at that point. A lot of people can just don't know. They've never had the type of money and start spending it. Like the Mendes brothers, we've never talked about them, but they're huge in the media right now. They inherited so much money, they started spending it, they just didn't know what to do with it. So it depends how it comes. Again, money does not make you happy, but it does help you pay your bills and support you and shelter you. So if you have it in small quantity, it's good. If you have it in big quantity, a lot of people just don't know what to do with it. Oh, I'm so sorry to feel love. Oh, and the death of my son. I am so sorry about that. That is so, ugh, that gets me right there. Ugh. But and that money is not justifiable. I bet you it doesn't matter if you had $1 million or more. That does not bring back your son. And again, money in this instance doesn't justify it. You know what I mean? Like if you had a choice between the two, obviously I know which one you would pick. It taught me yeah, no, absolutely, I hear you. Now I'm going to talk about the bracelet in a little bit. I am wearing it right now, so you might see me when I'm kind of doing gesture. But I do want to talk about let's see here, because I want to say about how positive thinking can affect you. And I want you guys to understand that it is hard to get to that point. It took me years to master it. I was mastering it before everything went down with my divorce, and it just, for some reason, I didn't believe in it anymore because I was just such in a bad place in my life. And then slowly I started reading The Secret. I'm sure you guys have heard The Secret. I talk about it all the time. And then that book kind of opened up my mind to other things. And before you know it, I started practicing it without even knowing it. And the more I was practicing it, the more things were changing around me in a positive light. And Ned says, money would surely make me happy, even 10,000 compared to having nothing. Oh, absolutely. Like I said, we don't need millions, because how many houses can you buy to be happy? You can have 1 million investments. Look at all these players, you know, these baseball players, football players are getting paid so much money. They have a lot of everything, but you can't be in all places at the same time, right? You're happy because you're healthy. You're happy because there's people that love you. You're happy because you have emotional connections. But because you have 25 houses does not make you happy if you can only live in one. I'm happy because my little bed is cozy. I don't need 25 beds. Now, I'm not saying money is bad. I'm just saying it does make the world go around. Absolutely. It's nice to show off nice things because you're showing off to other people. But are they really showing off? Are you showing off for yourself? Like, are you trying to convince yourself that having 10 boats and 3 houses is going to make you happy? I don't think it does. I think it looks good. It makes people talk. But at the end of the day, when you're really sitting with yourself, is this what's really making you happy? No. Because at the end of the day, all these things, and I tell this to everybody, that boat that you own, that car that you own, that house that you own, once you die, where does it go? It'll be sold. It'll be owned by someone else. Yeah. That car that you have, that car will be pounded, sold, whatever it is, and it's going to be owned by someone else. And it's going to keep doing that every time that person dies. You die, it's rolled over. You die, it's rolled over. You die, it's rolled over. The house you're living in, once you're not there anymore living on this earth, it's going to be and not inhabited, but it's going to be lived by someone else. So these are all possessions. They're all things that you can live without, because this is not what's making you happy. You're not taking them to your deathbed. What you are taking with you are memories, you guys. When I'm laying there in bed and I'm breathing my last breath, I'm surrounded by my family that loves you, that loves me, family that I've made memories with. Those are the things that you're bringing with you. People are going to look back and remember you. Will they remember you for the million houses you had, or will they remember you for the kind person and the way that you made them feel? Feelings is what stays. If you were good to me and I'm good to you, I'll remember how you made me feel when I was with you. Okay? So when I'm there laying down and I'm looking at all my properties and all my things that are not even going to be mine after I'm gone, I am going to remember how this person in their dying deathbed made me feel. And I'll remember how kind they were, right? Think about your uncles and your aunts or your grandparents or parents, whoever has moved on from this earth, bless their soul. How did they make you feel? Were they amazing people? Were they bad people? We remember those things. We don't remember what they were driving. We don't remember their license plate. We don't remember how many houses they had. We remember how they made us feel. And if they made us feel kind, giving, loving, they loved us. They cared for us. They sent us things for, for Christmas. They called us. They made us feel special. That's what we hold on to, the memories we make with these people. And this is why you have to remember that happiness is something that you choose. I choose every day to be happy. Now, there was a time where I wasn't, and I let that control me. Okay? So I would wake up and there was nothing for me to be happy about. Someone cheated on me. Someone abandoned me. I had no more money. My kids, I needed to support them. I did not know how to go about doing that. There was everything against me for me to be depressed and sad. But I chose to be happy. It is a decision that you make every day. Remember, being positive is not just, I'll wear the bracelet and I'll be happy all day and I will smile. No, it is a decision that you make the night before, right before bed, and in the morning. It's just like taking care of your health or going to the gym. It's not something that people just wake up and want to do. A lot of people that go to the gym don't want to do, but they know it's good for their health and they choose to do it. So every morning I chose, no matter how negative and impacted I chose to think positive. And that is what I did. And I'm going to show you right now by reading to you how this affected me in the long run and how it trained my brain to do it on its own after a while. And I'm talking years and years. I've been doing this for many years, and then I stopped during my divorce. And right after that, I started doing it again, and I was stronger. And it was doing it automatically at this point. Okay, so it says here that positive thinking is one of the most powerful tools that we have to transform our lives. This is what we were talking about. It has the power to change the way we think, the way that we feel, the way that we act, all right? And it can have a profound impact on our own well-being, relationship, and success, okay? Positive thinking is not just about having a sunny disposition, like, and ignoring all your problems. Because I could be like, I'm happy even though the world is collapsing over me and my house is breaking down. And I could see the sky because there's a hole in my ceiling. No. Okay. You have to acknowledge your situation. You have to acknowledge there is pain in that situation. It could be the loss of someone. It could be, it could be financial issues. It could be so many things. You have to face those feelings. All right. But you need to choose the positive aspect of it all. And let me get into that. So positive thinking is not just about having a sunny disposition, like I said, okay, or ignoring the problem. It's about approaching life with a sense of hope so that even though everything is going bad, there is hope. So I'm going to hold on to that positive thinking, possibly an optimism. Okay, you're looking at the positive of situations. I've always taught that to all of you guys that follow me, my members. I always tell them, every situation brings some kind of positivity. My AC broke down. It was super hot, and I didn't have any money to change my 2 AC unit, you guys. That's like in the $20,000. But on the positive side, the person that I met led me to the person that helped me refinance my home. So did you see how out of that little negative situation, there was some light at the end of the tunnel, okay? So even in the face of adversity, when we think positively, we are most likely to see opportunities instead of obstacles. And we are more resilient in the face of setbacks and challenges. So instead of being all depressed and, oh my gosh, I could have said, we're going to die of heat here. I don't have any money. How do I do that? By talking to him, he was able to open up my mind to other possibilities, and we got it done together. Okay. I talked about my financial situation. He directed me in the right direction and we made it work. But if I was just going to be like, everything's happening to me, this is bad, nothing's ever going to work out, I go in the corner and I start crying and I'm depressed and I'm isolating myself, I'm not getting out of that situation anytime soon, you guys. Okay. So you choose your path and you choose how you want that life of yours to go. All right, now there's more on that, but I want to jump over to positive thinking. Okay, so stop negative self-talk to reduce stress. Because they say it could affect you so badly when you are thinking negatively. And the stuff that it does to your body is not even funny. Like, I was reading all the stuff that it does, and it's bad. It really is. It could actually kill you, you guys. Like, people have died of depression, sadness, and negativity. And I'm not letting those thoughts get to me. And I'm going to tell you a story. There was a guy who was in prison who had a life sentence, but he was going to be executed to death, right? And so what happened is he knew that his life was ended, but he participated in a experiment. Now, the experiment was from a doctor who said that he can prove that the power of the mind can actually kill. And what he did is he submitted this prisoner who, like I said, had a life sentence, a death sentence. He laid him down. He put him on some electronic. And then he reenacted a kind of his last moment, like a computer gone wrong that ultimately resulted in a flatline computer sound. Okay. So he did say, listen, I'm gonna perform some experiments on you. Things may or may not go well. And if they do not go well, you may flatline and, so I just wanted to let you know, but since you have nothing to lose, would you want to participate? And he said yes. So they used him as a guinea pig. They laid him down. They plugged him. And there was nothing that had to do with veins or anything. They just plugged them with some sticky stickers, and they plugged them on this huge machine. Now, the machine was already pre-programmed to do certain noise and to eventually flatline. That's so sick to say. But anyway, so they had him laying there, and they had nurses with them. And again, this was an experiment, but the inmate had no idea that this was going to take part. They started performing something on him, and they told him to close his eyes. And he couldn't see because they had put some kind of, when you have a C-section, how they kind of put like this little, I don't know, like this little blind, or not blind, but like a little curtain or something. So he couldn't see what was going on, but they weren't doing anything. They were just putting pressure on his legs and stuff, just pretending they were doing something. Now listen to this, guys. Within 5 minutes of doing whatever they were doing, the machine starts making noise. Dee, doo, dee. And remember, these are pre-programmed noises, and it has nothing to do with the inmate. So the scientist or doctor, the pretend doctor, he was like, oh my gosh, we are going to lose him. Let's not lose him. Come on, help me. So the nurse that were there were doing different things to his legs and his arms. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to lose him. Just keep doing what you're doing. And they were doing nothing. They absolutely were doing nothing. Everything was already pre-programmed. And they're like, oh my God, this is bad. And oh my God. And so they had the machine go, dee, like flatline. And the inmate started going, I'm going to die. And he passed away within 15 minutes of the experiment. And they had done nothing to him. Nothing. There was nothing done. No injection, no intravenous, nothing. It was just the power of suggestion. For 15 minutes, they were reenacting an emergency situation when nothing ever really happened to him. They were doing nothing. They just wanted to see how the power of the subconscious and the power of your brain can do things to you. And he actually died, literally, from just hearing those sounds and hearing what was going on, because he was panicking and he could hear it. And there was nothing wrong with this inmate. They did an autopsy afterwards, and obviously his stress level was to the roof. But come to find out, he was as healthy as a button. Nothing wrong with him. But the doctor wanted to show how your brain was so powerful that not only can it you, but it all can do amazing things, you guys. Like if you were to use your brain at a full capacity, you guys can be geniuses. We can regenerate our whole body. People that are suffering from cancer and other issues could actually self-heal themselves if they truly were in tune with their body, and they could actually do it. And it is a known fact. I'm not even bullshitting. Okay, and you guys can read all that stuff. This is all information that's out there. Like you see, when I read stuff that is information that's available out there. I'm not making this up. So understanding positive thinking and self-talk, you see. Self-talk is so powerful. What you say, sometimes you'll make it happen. That's why you need to change your thought process and see how things will unfold. And it's incredible what could happen. Positive thinking doesn't mean that you ignore life's less pleasant situation. Positive thinking just means that you approach unpleasant in a more positive and productive way. You think that you think the best is going to happen, not the worst. So when bad stuff is already happening, it's happening for a reason. Like if I am to be at work and I am late because of traffic, you say thank you. Thank you. You know why? Because that delay is a delay that is meant to be, because you are not to be at that situation, because that could have taken your life away. So you say thank you. Thank you for being late. Thank you for letting me know not to be there at this time, because things happen for a reason. That's another thing that you need to remember. If the thoughts that run through your head are mostly negative, your outlook on life is more likely to be pessimistic. If your thoughts are mostly positive, you're likely to be optimistic, obviously. Someone who practices positive thinking is a lot more likely to be successful than the ones that are not. Okay, so those are people that when they were little, they were already thinking they wanted to fly that jet and be millionaires, and they never had anything or anyone deter their thoughts. Like if people would say, oh, come on, that's not going to happen. And they would be the first one to say, yes, it will. I don't want to listen to you. And even though they didn't have it and they lived in poverty, it still happened for them. Okay. Yeah, I know, Ned. Ned says, unbelievable. Isn't it crazy? I know. This is how powerful your brain is. This is why I tell you guys, like, start changing your thought process. Things will change around you. I promise you. I've been doing it, and I am seriously, a full example of that. All right, so researchers continue to explore the effects of positive thinking on your health. Health benefits that positive thinking may provide include, now listen to this carefully, you guys, seriously. Ned says, I always believed in destiny. Yes, absolutely. Things happen for a reason, and give it a thanks. I don't care if the roof fell down. I don't care if something bad happened. Now, let's exclude death in this example, of course. You know, yes, there are lessons to be learned, but it is such a painful experience. So, but in general, when things happen, it's because there's a message in it, and try to look into it. There's something that needs to be told to you, okay? So the benefits of positive thinking, it increases your lifespan. Think about it. You thinking positive increases your lifespan. Now, when you see videos of someone that's 102, what are they doing? Oh, I love my life. Thank you for my cake. Look at my family. I love you. You see them positive. They're grateful. You don't see the 100-year-old all like negative and I don't want to be in this world. And those are not the ones. The ones that are negative like that will die earlier. The ones that are positive live a longer life. Lower rates of depression. People that are positive are very likely to be, not likely to be depressed, because they're always looking at something positive, that something good's going to happen. Something amazing is going to happen. Lower levels of distress and pain. Someone that is always positive does not have a lot of pain. It's a known fact. When you're depressed, you're sad. When you're sad, you're hunched. When you're hunched, you're not happy. You're not healthy. You don't feel like going to the gym. You don't want to socialize. Your health deteriorates, and pain. right? You're not as healthy as you should be. Greater resistance to illness. People that are happy are rarely sick. And that's a fact, because when you think about sickness, I am rarely sick. Like, I'll have my occasional eye infection or sore throat, but I am here on, I try to be here on a weekly basis if I'm not working, but I am in contact with 200 passengers on every single flight. Now think about that. I have 5 flights a day. 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. You know how many people have crossed my path and they are in a tube with me 24/7? You don't think that I would get sick? Of course, out of 200 passengers, there's always 10 of them that are super sick. I see them. They're either wearing a mask, and if they're not, they're blowing their nose, and they're talking to me, and I'm offering them a drink, and they're touching my hand, and I would get sick eventually, and I never do. And I travel everywhere, and I touch everything. And so again, the reason why I'm healthy, partly, knock on wood, I have good genes, I understand, good genetics. I eat somewhat okay. I'm not the best health eater, and I don't exercise daily, which I should, but it's over here. It starts over here, guys. Okay. It says psychological and physical well-being. Absolutely. You feel good. You're happy. Better cardiovascular health. The heart, you guys. I'm telling you, the heart. And reduces risk of death from cardiovascular disease and stroke. Because of course, if you're depressed, you're stressed, and stress is not good for your body, right? But if you're happy, it changes everything. Reduce risk of death from cancer. Are you listening to me? Reduce risk of death from cancer. Because I am healthy, it kind of brings your body temperature and your body, the viscosity, like the blood, it brings it to a degree where the cancer probably could not survive, because I know it has to be in a ketosis state for the cancer cells to die. And I think when you're elevating your happiness, it does something. It changes your blood content, and it changes who you are. And I think that in turn kind of doesn't allow the cancer, because we're all born with cancer, as you all know. Now, cancer may develop when you have a weak immune system and kind of spread. And this is why when you kind of give it a body that is healthy, spirit and mind, it doesn't have a chance to spread or kind of grow. Okay. Reduce risk of death from cancer. Reduce risk of death from respiratory condition. Reduce risk of death from infections. And better coping skills during hardship at times of stress. So when you are confronted with stress, I think you're more calm, because you're more of a positive person and you have all the tools to kind of fight whatever it is that you are faced with. It's unclear why people who engage in positive thinking experience these health benefits. On theory is that having a positive outlook enables you to cope better with stressful situations, which reduces the harmful health effects of stress on your body. It's also thought that positive and optimistic people tend to live healthier lifestyles. Well, that goes without saying. We were just talking about that. And they get more physical activity, follow a healthier diet, and don't smoke or drink alcohol in excess. And that's so true, because I don't drink and I don't smoke. I don't like alcohol. I have started drinking Coke, but I'm not happy about. I'm trying to kind of calm down with that, but it is hard when you're a flight attendant and you are in touch and in contact with beverage drinks all day long. It's just so easy to just take a sip here and there, and I have been drinking more than I should, which is not good, because sugar will not be good for my body. Okay, so identify negative thinking. Now let's find a solution to, if you are one of those people out of millions of people that you are just tend to be on the negative side. Ned says, do you believe in karma? Absolutely. Absolutely. And karma for me happens to me very quick. If I'm a good person, it'll be given to me within 48 hours. If I've done something wrong and I've acknowledged that I shouldn't have done it, it is given back to me tenfold. I cannot get away from karma. As much as I can manifest things quickly, my karma gets to me in 2 seconds. I have 2 coffees during the day and water at night. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. As long as you don't add a lot of sugar to your coffee, I think that's good too. But karma, speaking of karma, just to give you an example, I was in the van. We got out of the van. I was just in Hawaii yesterday, you guys. Like, I just got back. I've been working literally nonstop this week. But my coworker gets out of the car, well, earlier that day. He woke up early, went for breakfast, and I didn't know that breakfast was free at that hotel. So I stayed in my room not knowing this. And when I got out, I see them with all breakfast. I'm like, I wanted breakfast. Where'd you get that? How much is it? And he's like, it's free. It's downstairs. And it was 6 a.m. in Hawaii. And I was just like, oh no, we have the van that's waiting for us. I need to hurry. So I go downstairs and he started packing eggs and yogurt and just to kind of, he's like, just eat it in the van and I'll help you with that. So kind. And I'm like, thank you so much. Like, that was really nice. As we exited the van, he left his phone there. And I got out, and usually the guy closes the van doors and kind of gets on and leaves, but he forgot to close it. And I was like, let me do it. Usually you're not supposed to. And I just went around the van just to close it. And as I'm closing it, I look just to check to see if I didn't leave anything, and I see a phone, and I'm like, oh, okay. So as I'm closing it, I go, did you forget your phone? Or did any of you? Because we're all sitting in the van. And he was like, oh, my phone. Oh my gosh. I would have never noticed until I got in the plane that my phone was there, and I need that. And we need it for work. So he was just like, oh my God, you're a lifesaver. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can't believe you even saw it. Because it was on the side of the bench. And I'm like, yeah, I did see it. But did you see how his good karma got back to him within less than an hour? Because we left the hotel, and that's when he gave me, you know, the breakfast, and he went out of his way to give me all these extras that he brought in the van. And then I found his phone. So did you see how it's always hand in hand? Karma is huge. If you're a good person, it'll be given back to you tenfold. But if you're someone that's not there with positive intention, that's gonna bite you. And people say it'll come. It comes. It does come right away, or it can come with time. But I think that karma keeps going after you. I think unless you make amends with what you've done, once you kind of admit what you've done, I think that's when karma ceases to exist, because you've apologized. Like, the person that have cheated on me in my life has never apologized to me, never called me and said, you know what, I am so sorry for what I put you through and my children. Never once. And I'm not expecting an apology, but I think the day that this person decides that he needs to sit down and or even write to me or say how he's sorry, I think that's the day that his karma will change. Now I'm okay with not receiving an apology, but I think once he comes to terms with what he's done, I think that things will change for him. But his karma, I don't think, is positive at this point. And that's for anything. Anyone that does wrong, just admit your errors and apologize. It's just a word, but it changes a lot. Lori says, great experience. Hi, Lori. So happy to see you, honey. I'm so happy. I love my Sunday lives. I haven't been able to do those. I gotta put my charger on there because it's about to die. But I haven't done those in a while on Sunday, and I love them. I used to love them. We used to be so numerous here on the chat, because Sundays are the best. But then with my work schedule, it's been crazy. And again, next month, you know, it's going to be another crazy one. So, but still, we try to make it work. So I'm so happy to see you. Okay, so identify negative thinking. Again, so not sure if your self-talk is positive or negative. Some common forms of negative self-talk include, now listen to this. If you think you're one of them, let's go through them. Filtering. Are you want to filter? Lori says, my grandmother used to tell me in Spanish to be careful how we are and act, because we all pay for what we do in this. Oh my God, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm not one to condemn someone, because it is not my job to do so. I know I've been hurt through it all, and I know that I haven't done anything wrong to this person. Of course, you know, divorce is contributed by two people, and I get that. But I've done everything that I could. I've never disrespected this person, and because they have, I feel like, you know, eventually they will get their own. And we've talked about that, him and I, you know, in the early days when we were still kind of on good terms. And it goes for me too. If I know I've done you wrong, I will apologize. But I've never heard someone to say that I destroyed their life. Like, I would never do that. And if I did do that, that would be the first thing I would say is, I'm so, so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to hurt you at all, you know, and I take back everything I've done, because my conscience would not be at peace, because I'm a good person. Now, not everybody's like that. You know, some people feel they've never done anything wrong, and they accuse everyone but themselves for their mistakes. So I think it takes time for some people to realize what they've done, or they go on through their whole life without realizing it, or even admitting it, because admitting it means they're in the wrong. And if you're a narcissist, you're never in the wrong. So see, again, it depends what type of person you are. But you're right, Lori. Your grandmother was absolutely right. You know, it's not as simple. You can't just do wrong and expect everybody to respect you and have a great life. That doesn't work like that. I want to feel every night that I'm in bed, I want to feel like I was compassionate and I've helped people. And in turn, when you help people and you don't expect anything in return, I do this because I have a love for it and you're a good person, it will be given back to you. So some forms of negative self-talk include filtering. Now, what's filtering? You magnify the negative aspect of a situation and filter out all the positive one, okay? So instead of looking at the positive of the situation, you only concentrate on the negative. For example, you have a great day at work, you completed your tasks ahead of time, and were complimented for doing a speedy and amazing job. That evening, you focus only on your plan to do even more tasks and forget about the compliments you received. That was the example. So basically, you have a great day, but you focus on the negative, which was not to accomplish your task. And you're thinking about everything else, but how amazing you were told you were, which is what the day was about. But you kind of forget because you're filtering, you know, the negative and the positive, but you're focusing on the negative instead of the positive. So that's one. If you are that, then you are filtering and you need to change that. Second of all, personalizing. Okay. When something bad occurs, you automatically blame yourself. For example, you hear that an evening out with friends is canceled, and you assume that the change of plan is because no one wants to be around you. Now, I'm sure you guys and I have gone through those feelings and thoughts, and I will admit I sometimes personalize things a lot. I have to work on that. I'm not perfect by no means, but I think once we work on that, it'll change your way of thinking and you start thinking in a more positive. Now, if you have a feeling doing that, if you have a hard time, I mean, not feeling, but if you have a hard time doing that, I think the way to do it is to not give it any thoughts to it. So let's say everyone is talking at work and they're kind of leaving you out. You just feel, or they're all going to dinner, they didn't ask you. The first thought would be, oh, they don't want me. They don't want me to be around them. We've all felt that one time or another, and I understand that. What you need to do is just not put in effort and thoughts in that situation. So if everyone at work is at dinner and they didn't include you, focus on something else. I know it's super hard to do that, trust me, but try to focus on something else, not dwell on they didn't take me, they didn't take me, they didn't ask me, what the hell. And I think once you start focusing on something else and not putting too much energy, that energy comes around to you. And sometimes they'll come back and be like, oh, shoot, we totally forgot to ask you. We're sorry. And you'll see that if you don't dwell upon the negative, positive will come out of it. But if you dwell, which I'm a huge dweller, okay, like I said, I'm not perfect because there's some situations that really get to me. And that's everyone. When you don't feel included, it sucks. But if you feel like that, I think it's just concentrating on other things make you not focus on the negative, because then if you focus on the negative, more shit will come your way. Sorry, that's just the truth. And everything else is going to go wrong that day. So just try to focus on whatever you want, but don't give it any thought, okay? Because it's hard to not forget that they left you behind at work and nobody took you to lunch. But focus on maybe talking to a loved one or doing something else. And I think by not putting any effort on that, it helps. Okay. Ned says some people have angry souls. Oh, absolutely. They're angry all their lives anyways. They're not happy people, you know? And I felt like I was always trying to lift this person up that I was living with, constantly lifting them up. Hey, hey, but it's not my job to do that. It is up to them to make that choice. Remember, you choose who you want to be and how positive you want to be. So another self-talk is catastrophizing. And that is when you automatically anticipate the worst without facts that the worst will happen. The drive-through coffee, for example, the drive-through coffee shop gets your order wrong. And then you think that the rest of your day will be a disaster. Have you ever gone through that when you're like, this is happening, everything's gonna happen wrong today. Like, what the heck? And that was kind of me yesterday a little bit, even though I'm positive all the time. I got hurt like 25 times, literally. I pinched my finger. I don't know if you guys could see, it was bleeding everywhere, okay? at work. And then I was walking, I hit my hand so hard, you guys, on the side of the seat where we're sitting, and I have a huge bruise right now. I don't know if you see it, like it's sticking out. It's a huge bruise here, and it hurts so bad. And it's still like I can't move my hand today. Like it, look how big this bump is compared to this. Look, see that was hollow, and look at the big bump right here. Look at, oh my, anyways, I can't not even move my hand. And then I'm walking, and then somebody had their legs in the aisle, and I hit them because I didn't see them. I had my tray, so I hit them, and they all of their drinks fell on their coffee. They were screaming at me. It was one thing after another yesterday, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, what kind of day am I having? So that was me yesterday. I was just like, but I didn't think like the whole day was going to be like that, because I was going to see my babies. I was going to come home, so it was fine. But it was just like the whole flight. It was long. It was a 6.5-hour flight. Everything was happening to me. I got hurt. I pinched my side. I'm all bruised. I'm like, what's going on? But yeah. I'm sure you guys have been through that when everything's going wrong and you're like, so you would be catastrophizing at this point. Blaming. So you try to say someone, okay, so you try to say someone else is responsible for what happened to you instead of yourself. You avoid being responsible for your thoughts and feelings. Okay, we talked about that. When you basically blame everybody but yourself, and sometimes you are to blame. If you are late and nothing is going right, it's because you're late, right? Wake up earlier. If you feel like you're fat or you're not fit, well, guess what? It's on you. You need to go to the gym. Or every bad thing is happening. Well, in my case, I was being klutzy yesterday. I don't know what it was, but I think I was tired mainly because we left at 5 a.m. But I was just like, my state of mind wasn't there. I think I was going through something emotionally too. So see, I'm to blame. The other one was saying you should do something, like you saying you should do something. So that's another state of mind. So let me give you an example. You think of all the things you think you should do and blame yourself for not doing them. So saying you should do something. Okay, so basically you want to go to the gym, you don't feel like it, you're to blame because you're not doing it. So you should do something about it, but you're just not doing it. Magnifying, that's another one. So you make a big deal out of a minor problem. So you have a little problem and you think it's the end of the world. And I think kids tend to be like that. Like, oh, it's the end of the world. My friend doesn't want to talk to me. It's over. And sometimes when we focus on just the issue and we try to reason for that issue, then we see that around it, it's not that bad, right? Again, sometimes us as adults, if the car breaks down, it's just a car. You can still get an Uber to go to work. You can still find a way to have an amazing day and make it into a fun day. Let's Uber to McDonald's and not have to drive. Or you know, you have to keep it positive, even though you can turn that little, you know, event and turn it into a catastrophe. Polarizing. You see things only as either good or bad. There's no middle ground. It's horrible or it's perfect, but there's no middle ground. We're all like, yeah, we're all guilty of that. Focusing on positive thinking. You can learn to turn a negative thinking into positive thinking. The process is simple, but it does take time and practice. Remember I told you guys, now I've practiced it so many times that now I master it. But you're creating a new habit after all. Okay, and it takes the brain 6 to 8 weeks to memorize and to create new habits. So be patient with yourself if you are trying this for the first time. Keep repeating it to yourself. Don't give up after 3 weeks. Remember, a new habit is always learned 6 to 8 weeks, and the brain starts thinking that this is a routine. But if you do it all the time, it's just going to come automatic. This is what's happening to me at this point. And that's how I manifest easy as well, because I worked on it so much and so long that it's so scary now, because I always say that if I have negative thoughts, these thoughts are so vivid now that I'm scared that they happen as well. So I have to change my mindset so that it doesn't focus on the negative, because that'll happen. So you're creating new habits. Following are some ways to think and behave in a more positive and optimistic way. Let's see, identify areas to change. So if you want to become more optimistic and engage in a more positive thinking way, first identify the areas of your life that you usually think negative about. Is it your body? Is it your work? Is it money? What is it that you're always thinking about? Once you identify what it is, then we can work on it. So try to think for a minute. What is it that you guys think negative about all the time? What is it that you constantly replay this negative thing, okay? Whether it's work, your routine, your daily commute, life changes, relationship, you can start small by focusing on one area to approach in a more positive way. Think of a positive thought to manage your stress instead of a negative one, okay? So let's say it's relationship, for example. Oh, I'm never going to find anyone. I'm lonely. I'm not good for anyone. So this is like maybe something you may want to change, because obviously you're not attracting that person by being this negative. And I know it's crazy because you don't have someone, let's say for 4 years, for me example. I haven't been with anyone, but every night I say goodbye to him, my imaginary friend. I leave my sink open and make sure there's no, anything around it, because I know he'll be using it. I'm always saying goodnight. I'm always picturing him in my car. You visualize and you pray or you manifest. And eventually the universe will give it to you. But again, if I give up after doing it for 3 weeks in a row and say it's never going to happen, then there you go. You're not bringing it into your world. But it could be work too, you guys. It could be like, I have a lot of money. I'm comfortable financially. I'm going to make this work. And it's going to happen. Same way with, refinancing my house. There's no way. Everybody told me there's no way. Your credit is bad. You cannot. It's not going to happen. And I didn't listen. I went to the next and the next and the next, and I made it happen. Now, was it at a higher interest rate? Absolutely. Is it killing me? Absolutely. But did I get it done? Yes. It took 3 years, but I got it done. So again, you can make anything done. You just have to keep at it, okay? Check yourself. It says periodically during the day, stop and evaluate what you're thinking. If you find that your thoughts are mainly negative, try to find a way to put a positive spin on them. So let's say I just said to myself, I'm never going to be with a guy like that. And then you start thinking, no, I will. Because you know what? I'm going to go home and I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to go to a bar. Or I'm going to go on the app and I'm going to try to chat with some people. Maybe there's a possibility he's out there. See how I spinned it? Try to do that. Be open to humor. Give yourself permission to smile and laugh. Like, don't be too serious about your problem, right? Especially during difficult times. Seek humor in everyday happenings. When you laugh at life, you feel less stress. And that's so true. Go to a comedy, you guys, tonight. If you feel stressed about money, I don't know, go to the pawn shop. Give them your ring. Tell them you'll buy it back when you get paid. And just go to the comedy. Go see a movie. Go be happy. I remember when I was going through a stressful time at work, and I think some of you, my paying members, you guys know, I think I told you there was a little something stressful that went, I can't talk about it, but I remember I went to a funny movie. Like, I went to see a comedy. And my daughters were like, Mom, but aren't you going through something? And tomorrow you have a huge board meeting. And I'm like, yeah, I do, but I just want to change my mind on things. And it helped so much. You don't understand. So do something for yourself, especially today or tomorrow. It's the weekend, right? Well, tomorrow's not the weekend, but I mean, like, if something that you're going through is stressing you out, make yourself laugh. Do something like go rent a movie or go on Netflix and rent a movie that makes you laugh. I like, what's this movie? By Mike Myers. I think he's hilarious. So I like watching his movie, Gold Member and all those crazy movies he makes. He's Canadian, but I think he's fantastic. And every time I watch it, I laugh so much. Oh my God. Anyways, follow a healthy lifestyle. So important. Eating healthy changes everything. Changes your skin, your hair. You feel less bloated. You feel happy. Aim to exercise about 30 minutes on most days of the week. Another thing that's really important, get a lot of sun, you guys. Sun ray is important to your well-being, okay? You can also break it into 5 to 10 minutes chunks of time during the day. Exercise can positively affect your mood and reduce stress. Follow a healthy diet to fuel your mind and body. Get enough sleep and learn techniques of manage stress. Very important. It says here, surround yourself with positive people. That is so me. Okay, there's people in my lifetime that were just always so negative, and they always see the negative of things and get mad at everybody, and I cannot be with these people. I have traveled in the past, and I've traveled with the wrong people. Now, they brought me down. They sucked the daylight energy out of me, and I felt so empty inside, and I didn't enjoy myself. So I have learned that moving forward, if I am to travel, it'll be with my kids, and that's it, because my kids know that for me, being happy is important. And they always look at positive things because that's how I taught them to be, even in everyday life. So make sure Those in your life are positive, supportive people you can depend on to give helpful advice and positive feedback. Negative people may increase your stress level and make you doubt your ability to manage stress in a healthy way. Practice positive self-talk. Start by following one simple rule. Don't say anything to yourself that wouldn't say to anyone else. So if you say to yourself, I'm so fat, would you say that to your friend? No. So why are you saying it to yourself? Treat yourself with respect and love, right? Yeah. So when you say things to yourself, like I'm such a loser, would you say that to your best friend? No. So don't say it to yourself. Treat yourself with respect and love and patience. And I think that will reflect in your positive thinking. Be gentle and encouraging with yourself. If a negative thought enters your mind, evaluate it rationally and respond with affirmations of what is good about you. Now, think about things you're thankful for in your life. Yeah, being grateful is so important. Now, we're going to do a little something. I know we only have a few minutes left, but negative self-talk. I've never done it before. And the positive thing would be it's an opportunity to learn something new. You see that? It's too complicated. I can't do it. Like, it's too complicated. I'll tackle it with a different angle. See, that's the positive. Negative. I'm too lazy to get it done. And on the positive, I couldn't fit it in my schedule, but I can re-examine some priorities. Did you see that? There's no way it'll work. And then instead you say, I can try to make it work. You see how the way you say things already you can change? All right. It's too radical of a change, right? Maybe you're moving or you're doing and you're asked to do a new job. You're like, it's too radical of a change. Let's take a chance. Let's try it. All right. No one bothers to communicate with me. That's your negative thought process. How about a positive one? I'll see if I can open the channels of communication. See, you're the one who's going to initiate it now. I'm not going to get any better at this. And then on the positive, I'll give it another try. Do you see how when those negative thoughts are in your mind, you can always switch them? So Ned said something but retracted it, and then Cindy said LOL. We'll never know. Stay aware from narcissist people. Oh, absolutely. So again, change your thought process, you guys, from negative to positivo. Let's see here. And I wanted to give you guys some positive inspirational quotes. We only have 3 minutes left, but I kind of want to go over a few of them. We didn't get done with everything else because I wanted you guys to learn the 7 positive thinking ways to change your life. And I wanted to talk about the bracelet. Maybe I could talk about the bracelet real quick. I will show you the bracelet right now. You guys are going to think it is absolutely beautiful. I've got the itty bitty ones right here and the bigger ones there. I believe these are 6 and these are 8. My middle ones right here, let me take out the bracelet, are, as you can see, there are tiger eyes, or the darker ones, not the golden ones. And then I have the amethyst here. And then I have the black tourmaline. Now, every stone helps for you to stay healthy, mind and spirit and soul, you guys. Every time I wear this bracelet, I am excited, happy. It's even if negative things are happening around me, it helps me boost my positivity. Now, you all know that tiger eyes help with positivity and go-getterness, and you know, if you have a job interview, it gives you that gut feeling. I've always talked about the tiger, how it pushes you outside of your comfort zone, and this has helped me when I am in a runt, when I'm kind of talking to myself and I'm in a negative kind of situation. When I start changing my thought process, it gives me that extra boost, all right, to get out of myself and start thinking positive. Now here you can see the amethyst. Amethyst is amazing. I mean, it has so many amazing positive property, from calming to soothing to thinking better to reevaluating to making your blood flow in a positive way. I mean, I love the combination, you guys. It's such a cute bracelet too. It's very simple. It doesn't flash or anything. And then you have the black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is amazing as well. I have all of the definitions of every stone. And as you can see, the black tourmaline hits right where your wrist goes. So this is how I wear it, and I'll show you. I wear it on my right hand usually. So I will put the small beads on the top and then the bigger ones at the bottom, and the tourmaline just kind of hits the bottom here. We made a tie-eye one, the puzzle piece on a grandson. It's supposed to help with autism. That's, yeah, tiger eyes are amazing. They are really, 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 really good. They are incredible. They really help, especially autism, like you said. I think it challenges them as well. And it gives you that energy that you need to either circum a difficulty, whether it's, like I said, an interview or something that you're going through. So if you guys are thinking of getting this bracelet, now if you are one of my members, you guys will get 25% today. So I'll add it to the website later, and I'll give you the codes. If you guys are not a paying member and you're watching this, then you can always join, you guys, because you get specials, and you're going to get also a free reading, which I'm going to do next week, but I'm only doing it to my amazing followers. So like I said, we are changing things a little bit. These lives are public now. They're not as private as they were last time or for the last year or so. But my followers do get privileges and different things. All right. And they do get behind the scene some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing that they only get to see. Pirate is good. Yes, absolutely. Pirate is good. It attracts money. It's really good for the body as well. But I think these to help me with positivity has helped me so much. Like I said, it looks pretty cute. It's a simple bracelet. I didn't want anything flashy, but I wanted the positioning and the placing of my stones in certain areas, which are going to help me through the day and help me get through work, especially work. Because sometimes I tend to be a little hard on myself, like, why didn't I do that on time, and why didn't I do this? And we're always so hard on ourselves, and I think this bracelet has helped me through so much. Again, this is what it looks like. If you're looking at it, if you are wanting to wear it on this side, then you get, hold on a minute, like this. So this is how I wear it. This is the top, and the bottom has all the tourmaline, which I love. So you have your tiger eyes, you have your amethyst, and then you have your black tourmaline. So I love the combo. I think it's so cute, and I like how the little ones are right on the very top. So it doesn't, you know, it's very discreet, and I absolutely love the way it makes me feel. The combination is incredible. I think it has the right amount of stones for the right amount of what I need to kind of keep me in the positive state of mind. And I think once you're positive, it's so much healthier, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live. It's been a little bit over an hour. I will come back to you guys on, I am working on Tuesday, so I'm going to be back, and I'm working on the weekend. Next, not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. But I was thinking of doing a little bit of a longer, since I'm skipping this coming Tuesday because I am asked to work. I will, I might do a little longer, like almost a 2-hour live if you guys are up for it. You can tune in. It's going to be recorded. You guys can always watch it afterwards. Bye, Ned. Thank you so much for watching. And again, I'll leave the link to this beautiful bracelet, you guys, if you guys want to own this. And then you, my followers, will have 25% off. Yes. And I'll make sure that I make it at your wrist length. And make sure that it's properly, again, these need to touch. They cannot be loose. So make sure that it's adjusted, that it touches every single area of your wrist. So bye, Judy. So nice of you to have come by. You guys, I appreciate you so much. Boom. And I will have the link to my followers and to you guys. You guys can see the link if you want to purchase. If you want the 25% discount, obviously, like I said, it's for those who have subscribed. And I will have that code in a little bit. I just have to run out. I have a bunch of errands to do, but later on this evening, I'll have that link for you guys so you can purchase. Have a great week as well, Sinray. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming. Thank you, Ned. Thank you, Judy. I love you guys. And again, have a great weekend, the rest of the weekend. Make sure you stay hydrated and stay warm, because I think it's getting cold in some of the parts of the world here. Here it's still warm. But we're starting to get a colder draft finally. Yay, yay, yay. And Lori, you have a great week as well. It's so nice to see you, and I love you all. Hopefully I'll see you guys again, not this Tuesday coming up, because they have me working on a schedule, crazy schedule, because it's the end of the month. But we'll be back on a regular schedule starting the next week after that. So, but I will let you know. You know, I always keep you updated, and I'm so happy I was able to see you on a Sunday, which is such a miracle. I love Sundays, but I miss it. All right, guys, love you. See you later. Bye.